Lori. I want to thank you for coming in today. My name is Sarah, and I just want to spend the next 10 or 15 minutes talking with you about what brings you in today. Hi. So what is it that you would like to talk about? Anything in particular? Okay, okay. What have you been seeing your therapist for?
My family doesn't think I communicate very well since the death of my mother's sister and my other sister.
Oh, okay, okay. So what does communication look for you? What does that look like for you right now? Okay. Do you get angry? Do you clam up and not say much?
I climb up.
Okay. You cry a lot? Okay. So how do you feel like therapy has helped you so far?
I'm still working and I use all of my emotions and patience at work. And I don't have any left for my family.
Okay. So is work a good place for you or a bad place for you? Very uncomfortable? Okay, talk to me a little bit more about that.
During grieving with Emma.
Okay.
And they say ridiculous things like, you should be happy they're in heaven, or aren't you glad they're no longer in pain, or...
So what I'm hearing from you is you feel like maybe there's some unrealistic expectations being put on you by friends, family, and coworkers, and you're feeling a little misunderstood.
Feeling shut out.
Okay. Are you feeling shut out from everybody collectively, or is there a person or a group of people specifically? Everybody?
Nobody cares that I'm grieving.
Nobody cares that you're grieving? Okay. So how does that make you feel? Okay. So are you talking about these things when you go into therapy?
No.
Okay. Do you know why you're not talking about these things in therapy? Is it a choice? Do you just not feel comfortable with your therapist? You just cry? Okay. Okay. So I want to ask you a question. Has anybody ever talked to you about the miracle question before?
No.
Okay. So I want you to do a little bit of imagining with me right now, okay? When you go to bed tonight and you're fast asleep, in the middle of the night, a miracle happens. And when you wake up tomorrow, all of your problems have been solved. So what would your life look like tomorrow that would tell you, what kind of changes would you see that would tell you that your problems have been fixed?
People would be more understanding,
Okay.
more patient, not expecting to be smiling and loving all the time.
Okay. So you're really just looking for more compassion and empathy from everybody that you interact with?
Yeah, but I also want to leave me alone.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. So on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being a very small problem and 10 being an astronomical problem, where would you rate your problem that you're having right now? A 12? Okay. So are there any things that you have tried thus far that have helped you sort through your communication issues, that have helped you cope with some of your feelings that you're having? Anything that has helped you in any way, shape, or form that you've done so far?
Not really.
Okay. Do you have an idea of what needs to be done, or is there something that you would like to do to help you cope with some of what you're struggling with? Okay.
But it hasn't too much.
Okay. I understand that. Have you ever thought about journaling?
Some things I don't my past that I really didn't want to deal with.
Okay. Is that something that you've brought up in therapy? Okay. So do you feel like you've kind of gotten a little bit of resolve from that in talking about it in therapy, or do you feel like that's still part of the problem that we ranked at a 12 that you're still trying to deal with?
Or my mother.
All of it.
Well, I don't want a record left around. I don't want my kids knowing things that happened in the past. Why would you want to do that?
Okay. So have you ever heard of a technique or a method called art therapy? Okay. So art therapy is an intervention method that we try sometimes with people who maybe are at a loss for words, whether that be a choice, maybe they just don't want to speak, or maybe they're incapable of finding the right words. It's basically kind of up to you as far as like what medium you want to use. You can do photography, you can do drawing, you can paint, you can use clay and sculpt. It's really kind of whatever you feel comfortable working with and whatever brings you the most enjoyment. And you use that art as a form of expression for the thoughts and the feelings that you have inside that you're not able to communicate effectively in a verbal manner. Does that sound like something that you might be interested in trying? I have some examples, just in case you want to get a visual idea of what it might look like. So these are just some paintings that some other clients have done. And you can use watercolor, you can use oil. We also have some people that will paint on rocks, like this. If you don't want to paint on a rock, if you wanted to do like some kind of a pottery piece and then paint that afterwards, we have some people that really enjoy pottery because they like to do the manual manipulation of the clay with their hands. It's very soothing and calming. So there's that as well. If this is something that you think might help you to channel all of these feelings, thoughts that you have without having to verbalize them to someone, this is definitely something that we can look into working into with your care treatment that can give you an outlet that you're desperately needing right now.
With that, when I do it with you.
That's one of the great things about art therapy. Many times, the way that this is utilized is in a group therapy session. So we would bring together other individuals like you that are looking for an additional outlet in addition to their traditional therapy. And you would come together on a specific day and time, and you could do your art together. Typically, how we like to do that is you and your therapist will set aside assignments, kind of like in school, and there will be like a focus, like a thought that they want you to focus on or an emotion that they want you to focus on, and then they want you to use that as kind of the fuel for the piece to create. Some people are not comfortable doing the group therapy art sessions, and so you can do it at home. Some people that like to draw, they will take an art pad with them everywhere they go, and they draw on the bus while they're doing public transportation. If they're in a doctor's office waiting, they'll draw while they do that. A lot of people with anxiety like to use that method because they can take it with them wherever they go, and if they start feeling anxious, they just pull out their scribble pad and scribble some things down. It's very versatile, and it's very functional in many different ways. So if you prefer to do it at home at the end of the day, you can have your space set up, and you can do your painting or your clay or whatever it is that brings you enjoyment. But then if you need something really quick that you can just do, when you're feeling stressed at work and you're on a lunch break, take a little art pad with you and a few colored pencils, and you can do that as well. The thing about art therapy is that it is really about developing the relationship between you and your therapist so that the two of you can work together on channeling the emotions and the thoughts into the art. And it's also about giving you a way to express yourself without fear of judgment or embarrassment, and without having to struggle to find the words to communicate what it is that you're struggling with internally.
So, if you're in a group, you have to talk about why you're there.
No, not at all. That's one of the great things is that you can just go in there and do your art. I mean, if you want to do small talk with somebody and just make a friend, you can do that. If you just want to go in there and go to your station and get right to work, then you can do that as well. Really, the only communication that's going to take place in art therapy is between you and your therapist, and that's just where you discuss the purpose of the art piece and what the therapist wants you to get out of it.
When I go to therapy, could I take the book and draw?
If that helps you get through a therapy session, absolutely.
Do the homework piece, do I have to take it back to her? Like if I make a piece of art with whatever topic, do I have to take it back and show her?
So that your therapist can kind of keep track of your progress. I mean, she is not going to keep it or anything, but I think that your therapist is probably going to want to just monitor your art and make sure that you're getting the full benefits of the art therapy to help you move along in your process.
How often do you have to do that?
However often you would like. Many of the art therapy sessions that are done in groups are a week, but you can absolutely do it every single day at home if you need to. I actually encourage that because I think if you're going to be investing your energy, your emotions, and your thoughts into something that is supposed to be healing, then it should absolutely be more than one time a week. It should be as often as you need it. And that's one of the great things about art therapy is that it is readily available whenever you need it. All you need is just a pen and a paper. Sure. Absolutely. That sounds like something you're interested in? Okay, well then we will make arrangements with your therapist to start incorporating art therapy into your care plan. And hopefully this will be the answer that you need to get you over your obstacles.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for coming in today, Lori. I appreciate you.
Thank you.